Oh my God, here it comes.
I'm just kidding. He's going to see that in his video and say, what the heck? I'm trying to just trip y'all up.
Motocross. Some people say it's the hardest sport, but I know it's the hardest sport in the world. Now, according to my audience analysis, 30% of y'all didn't know what the sport motocross was. And that's why I wrote in today to inform y'all about the sport motocross, what it takes to race motocross, and the protective gear that we use. Now, the first type of motocross is supercross. This is a motorcycle race that's held in a stadium, having hard turns and huge jumps. Now you go from supercross all the way to endurocross, which is in an indoor-outdoor stadium. These tracks incorporate various elements of off-road riding, which include logs, mud, boulders, and rivers. Now, according to motocrossexperts.com, freestyle was born in 1980. This is because motocross riders got tired of the same old riding around tracks. These are tracks filled with huge jumps and hills where motocross riders perform crazy jumps and mind-blowing stunts. Now, before you even think about riding motocross, you have to have what it takes. This brings me to my second main point, which is motocross training. Now, what makes a better swimmer to swim more? What makes a better runner to run more? What makes a better rider to ride more? Riding is the main key to getting better at motocross. You have to have a consistent riding basis if you want to proceed or progress in your riding abilities. Cycling. Cycling is just a motocross without the power. It gives you strength in your legs, which is the core of motocross, and gives you endurance so you can last through the races. Nutrition is the last point of motocross. Most people think they can just go out there and eat a burger and some snacks and some Twinkies after the race and before the race, and while after the race eat right. No, motocross riders eat right 24/7, 7 days a week. This helps them keep strength during the race so they don't get tired in the middle. Now, according to the New York Times, there were 47,000 motocross crashes in 1999 that ended up in the ER. This tripled over the past 15 years. This brings me to my third and final main point, which is motocross gear. Trey Kennard quotes, "No matter how much protective gear you have on, always remember to ride safe and within your riding limits. But this gear helps you keep safe and ride smart." So I'm going to start off with the helmet, which is the top. This protects your brain and all the smart stuff that you got in you. And you go down to your goggles, so when you're getting blasted by the rider in front of you by mud, rocks, and water, it helps keep the stuff out of your eyes. Now you go down to your chest protector, which I have on, which this protects you all the way from your groin, all the way up, all your protective organs and your skeletal system. And make sure your ribs don't get cracked, because that's the number one broken thing out of motocross injuries. Now you go down to your motocross pants, which have pads in them, so if you crash or land wrong, it won't hurt as bad. These are very lightweight, so is a jersey, to keep airflow through you. You go down to your last thing, which is your boots, which is the most final part of your motocross gear. It's either big and clunky, because when you're racing motocross on the turns, you put your foot down to bounce back up so you keep your balance. And this helps you give a huge surface for you to mount your foot back up. They're also steel-toed all the way from the bottom to the top and made out of Kevlar covering to help protect your legs. Now, even though motocross is the hardest sport in the world, the most demanding sport in the world, and the most physical training sport in the world, I hope that I talked about the three main parts of motocross, what it takes to be a motocross rider, and the protective gear that motocross riders use. And I hope that you walk out of the room with a new respect for motocross and that it is the hardest sport in the world. Thank you.
All right.